We are back, baby. Everybody, this is Bobby. Bobby Royal, what is it? Bobby Royal 1?
Something like that.
On Instagram. I'll get it by the end of the video. We are going to do a new chain drive. Right now I have the TMF Cycles version, and it got me a lot of mileage. I want to say over 35,000 miles on this thing, which is super rare for a chain drive, especially the way that we ride. The only reason I'm replacing it with something different is because they charge $175 for just this sprocket ring, which is, I think, is just a little bit absurd. So I contacted Marty at Hard Drive Performance, and he hooked me up with one of their versions. So I'll get a better, I guess I'll open it later. But yeah, so first things first, in the install is just got to drain the oil out. We're going to take off the primary cover here, and then we're just going to start taking off the internals, and I'll show you guys as I go. I run a Barnett clutch and a Moonshine compensator ramp and stock compensator. Nothing out of control, but yeah, we'll go piece by piece here. It's a pretty simple job, and then yeah, got to take off the rear wheel, all that good stuff. So let's get to it. Alright, so we got this sucker open. You got your clutch, compensator. Before you start taking it more off, it's best, you can put it together, but the chain tensioner, it just makes life easier, is if you sneak a zip tie under. We use just a flathead screwdriver here just to lift the chain a little bit. Snap the zip tie under, you snake it, and you just snap it as tight as you can. And when you're going to put it back on, it just goes right into place, instead of having to take it all apart, which again you can do. It saves a little bit of a hassle. And then we'll take off the clutch next and empty out all the plates before we do the compensator. Alright, so those are pretty easy to take out. We got all the clutch plates out. As you can see here, the little rings. Next, I am going to I'm going to skip the hub nut. I do that after. We're going to pop out, loosen up the compensator, and this you're going to need a specific tool. You're going to have to jam a little ramp in there. It looks like a ladder. I forget the name of it, but just to stop this from spinning, because that's what it'll do. And yeah, so let's get to that. And when you're removing the hub nut bolt, remember, this is going to be reverse thread, so you are going the opposite way. Left tightens, righty loosens. Do not forget that, because you can fuck shit up. Alright, so we got the hub nut off. Usually I jam something in my swing arm here and send it all the way across, just because the back wheel spins when you rotate it. We just put a large impact gun to it, and Bobby held the back wheel, and we zapped it right off. So now we're going to move on to the compensator. And this is a little shim that we're going to use, because when you loosen it or tighten it, this obviously spins. So you need to control that. So put the shim in there, and then it should pop right off. Bobby's just over there battling the cabinet, looking for this torque bit. The oversized one. We'll get to you soon. Welcome back. So yeah, we just popped off that with the T60. Zaps right off. You got these plates in here that are behind it. We popped off the clutch basket. They literally just slide right off. And now we're going to undo this bad boy. It's just a couple bolts. 1, 2, 3. I don't know where my fourth one is. I don't know where she is, but I believe there's 4. I think that's an Allen. I replaced it. And then we're going to pull this guy right off. Alright, so we got those bolts zapped. It's 4 of them. 1, 2, 3. One was replaced with an Allen when they did the motor. Now we're going to take off the starter bolts. It's 1 here and then 1 in the back. You just need a really long extension. And they pop right off, and then we'll be able to remove the inner primary cover.
I'll just take it and grind it off.
Alright, so the last time I did this, the main shaft nut, as you can see right here, that goes right so. From, I guess, being a dickhead, doing some power wheelies and whatnot, for a long period of time, this thing got just absolutely blistered on there. We couldn't get it off. We ended up having to cut it in half, so this was my biggest worry of doing the install tonight, hoping that we wouldn't have to do this, cut it in half that is. And we slapped the drive on it and she popped right off, which is awesome because that makes things so much easier. So now we're gonna, I want to save the chain, so I'm not going to reuse it because I got a new chain with the kit. We're just going to zap these with the angle grinder. We're going to pop that off, take the chain off, then we're going to remove the back tire and remove the old rear sprocket and replace it with the new one. So let's get to that.
Fucking and slides.
Alright, so this is my front sprocket, and it's actually in really good condition. Not really bent at all, but since we're replacing the rear, it's always good to replace both just because you want them to kind of be on the same page. But this one could definitely be used again. No damage at all, the rear sprocket. On the other hand, is really bent to smithereens. So we're going to remove the rear wheel now. And we'll take off that sprocket. It pops right out. Really a piece of cake. And then we'll start to get to installing the new one from Hard Drive Performance. This is the new inner sprocket. 24 tooth. This is the new rear. Not really anything fancy about it. Just all performance. Again, Hard Drive Performance guys. Any of your performance needs, these guys really know what they're doing, and they only put stuff and sell stuff out there that performs to the way that we ride our bikes. So go give them a like, follow, check them out. If you're looking for parts, hit them up. We actually have a guy that represents them, lives locally in New Jersey. And yeah. So let's get this rear wheel off. All right, rear tire off. Again, super easy removal of the axle. Just zap it. What size was it?
36 mil.
36 mil. Comes right off. Old sprocket. Well then, come on, baby. Fucking tits. Pop her off. What the Yep. Pops right off. So yeah, you can see right there, they're super bent. Again, I really like the TMF Cycles chain drive. This kit was awesome. It was super, like a really good bang for your buck. But the replacement, I just think, is a little out of control at $175 for just that ring. So if you're okay with spending $175 on a replacement, depending on how much you ride, I would definitely go for it because it's a good chain conversion. Again, super cheap. I think it was like $700. But yeah, now we're going to go on with the hard drive performance. All right, moving right along here. I got the new front sprocket buttoned up. Bobby's over there, made the chain to length to my old one, and that's what we're going to go with. So he's just going to hack that, and then yeah, we'll just start piecing her back together. But new rear sprocket's on, that's tightened down, and now we're just going to go in reverse order. He's ripping. Alright, so we got the tire back on in place. We did everything loose. We're going to throw the chain back on, put the master link on, and then we will start buttoning everything up. And then the very last thing that we will do is use the chain breaker tool, the press tool, to mushroom the master link. So yeah, one step at a time, but it's moving smoothly. Alright, gonna try to do this in order for you guys, just to kind of make it easier. But 4 bolts snugged up. Now we're gonna throw the basket on and tighten that down. Alright guys, we are winding down here. We got that buttoned back up. I'm just gonna throw some oil in here for the primary fluid. Bobby's just tightening or mushrooming the master link, and then we're just gonna tighten that that rear end down. And that is the job. Pretty simple stuff. It's a lot easier if you have 2 hands, but you can definitely do it by yourself, mostly for the rear end, that is. Other than that, pretty simple job. I can't wait. Thank you, Hard Drive Performance. Shout out to Marty for hooking me up. I really appreciate that. And yeah, I can't wait to see how this baby lasts. Hopefully I get another 30,000+ miles out of this chain drive. All right, guys, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you thought of the video. Bobby, thanks for the helping hand.
No problem.
Go follow this guy. I'll link his Instagram profile to this video. Really good dude. Take his shirt off his back for you. Always a lending hand. Just a really nice guy. So, yeah, I'll catch you later. Peace out, guys.